go.
Welcome, everyone, to the Swag Zone, otherwise known as KAPPA episode 4. Hope you're all doing well. And today, we have an epic episode. I'm sure you've all been on the edges of your seats waiting for this episode. So,
Another episode without Angus. That's a fun one.
yeah, not Pog. We may have a fourth co-host sometime,
Ooh,
but only time will tell.
we have to find a replacement.
Maybe we will do that.
And if you think you could be with one of us, maybe you should join
Wait a
the
second.
Shut up. Maybe you should join the Discord link down in
about
the
to
description.
See
Because
some-
now I'm gonna talk in monotone because I'm shilling right now, and you should join the Discord server, but down below.
This guy's speaking facts.
Speaking
If you want
facts.
to get on this show or another show such as Jonesy's Love Shack, be sure to join the server in the description. Okay.
You better put the
So last
server in the
episode-
description.
Yeah, I will. Or will I?
Oh, will you?
So, last episode we were going through some questions of the day before it kind of derailed into a COVID debate.
Oh, well, sorry, I didn't start it.
Well, anyway,
Shut up, Chris.
we still have some questions of the day that come from the Discord server that you can debate on the server if you join it. So,
Well, debate is a loose term on our server. It's basically just like, okay,
I'm gonna
Oh.
take this silence as Chris is saying something, and I don't like it.
yeah. Basically, I'm gonna give you some context to this little bit.
Is Chris getting
Jeremy's-
angry yet?
No, Jeremy's got me muted, and he
I'm
thinks
gonna
he's
take
funny.
that laughter as a yes.
Jeremy's got me muted, and he thinks he's funny because of it. And we're starting the podcast, and like he doesn't really know. And
Fair.
yeah, that is fair, I'd say.
and I don't know if he's actually unmuted me or not, because of he somehow
Oh, come on. Shut
He's-
the fuck up.
he
Yeah,
somehow
that was
Oh.
fucked up, Chris. Come on.
he's somehow if I can find the words for it. I haven't even drunken any alcohol, so I have no excuse. Yeah, he's very convenient. There we go. Very convenient. Anyway, question of the days.
Stop.
question of the
Just
days.
stop.
What was the first question, Jonesy?
33. Does the modern West think about love incorrectly? What a fascinating question.
Hmm.
What do you guys think?
Like, what aspects of love does the modern West think about love incorrectly, or is it like the general idea of love in the modern West idea of love?
Well, from my perspective at least, in the modern West, it kind of seems like people view others as what's the word? Like there's like a marketplace of love where people shop around, you know. and
Oh yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked. Like I don't
It's-
like the idea of using a dating app, and then that dating app is actually just used to, facilitate your sexual desires.
Mm,
Let's just say that.
Yes, if you want to find like a wife,
You have
go out onto the street and kidnap someone like they do
Yes.
in India.
well, you are a
Wait, did I do
libertarian,
that in
so
India? It's some sort of place.
well, yeah.
I forgot where.
I think it's in Central Asia or something.
Somewhere around that area.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Where they just go and they just steal wives, and then Stockholm syndrome until they accept.
The anti-Sims.
Yeah.
I kidnapped my wife so she could love me.
Booga booga.
No, I'm going to be taken out of context. Oh,
Just doing the ultimate wife heist.
the
It's like
wife
GTA
heist.
5, but instead of stealing money, they steal wives.
Just
Like a
animated
wife
colours.
bank.
Oh my
We gotta
god.
rob the wife bank.
It's just a
No.
bank of anime waifus,
Okay,
body
no.
pillows.
I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea
You
of.
like the other ones. You like them up till
What
you
the
draw
hell,
the line
Chris?
when they become anime
Yeah,
waifus.
Yes,
that's just too far.
because you shouldn't have a waifu. You shouldn't have a waifu, but you should have a you should have Senior no, not Senior, but Speedwagon from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as your waifu. Anyway,
Look,
I'm gonna stop.
just because you said that, okay,
I am now gay.
I'm gonna mention the only waifu that I know, and then make that my waifu. I only know Nezuko. That's
Who the fuck is Nezuko?
Or is it? Is the one the fucking like the one that's a Demon Slayer? That one.
Oh, that one. Mm.
You guys watch anime unironically?
No, I've only watched JoJo's
I've
Bizarre
only
Adventure.
watched one. I've just
Wow.
watched Demon Slayer. I refuse to watch any other
How
anime.
about
Yeah, Sam.
Cory in the House?
Cory in the House is not an anime.
Yeah, it is too.
But
I know my
we're going on a
anime expert.
tangent. We're going on a tangent. Like we're not. We're
Nothing
just.
wrong with the tangent.
Beauty of this, okay?
Yeah, it
We
is.
start with a question and we just go off, okay? This
Yeah.
is
So
how
it
it should
reverts into a
always go.
question derailed into having a heist of waifus
Yeah.
in the waifu body pillow bank.
Yeah, and it's not.
Honestly, at least you can trace the link
Yeah,
between the two subjects.
at least you can trace it,
Oh.
but like it's gone quite off the rails. Like from
You
the.
could guess the direction it took, okay?
Yeah.
We need to get it to the point where you can't even think about the commonalities
Just
between the two.
how the fuck did we go from the modern West thinking about love is incorrect to what's some of the possibilities that we could have gone to?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's not talk about this conversation as a conversation. Let's continue talking
a
about
meta
anime sperm
conversation.
waifus.
Wait,
That would make a cool sci-fi movie, like the direction society is going. People are unironically having waifus, and people are disconnected by technology. Eventually, it's going to become
oh yeah, we're gonna
like
be.
a
There's,
real valuable thing,
it's
like
good.
body pillows. What if like we run out of resources to make body pillows, but no one wants to find like an actual relationship, so everyone like the price of body pillows goes to like millions of dollars and ends up being like body pillow waifu banks,
But like,
and then people will, use that YouTuber who like
I,
robbed a bunch of banks with they can be like that, but for waifus.
why are you getting louder?
Jonesy, dude, it'd be pretty hard to make a square pillow for the dryad.
For what?
Yeah, but
I don't know what you're.
The dryad from Terraria.
I personally
Why would it
don't.
be square?
What? No, I personally don't like the idea of a waifu body pillow.
Yeah.
Like, it's just an object. I just have to say that. He's
I'm
just an object.
Yeah. I was on the fence. I was thinking like, I mean, probably not get one, but now that you said that, I'm gonna get one to spite.
Just
Yeah,
as
like
by
I don't see why people want one. Like it's
are you against having a waifu, or for other people having a waifu? Or are you just
no,
not comfortable
I
having
I'm
one yourself?
I'm not comfortable with the idea that someone will personally go out of their way and basically just make this anime character is my wife and like that's
Person
about it.
be persecuted.
Are you against other people having waifus?
Like I'm not against them, but like I don't see the infatuation. What's the infatuation? No, like the interest, the love, the drive behind it, of the drive behind having a anime body pillow waifu. Like I don't see what's
I don't
what's
think
so
many
interesting.
people see the joy of it.
Yeah, all desperate times call for desperate measures.
It's literally
you're
just a
very aligned.
pillow. It's just
It's
a pillow.
not just a pillow.
It's more than just a pillow.
Please keep your voice down.
Nah, I think most of those guys, like their waifu is like imaginary, and that they kind of use the body pillow to like jog their imagination, kind of, and like, well, they use pictures for that, but the body pillows for like cuddling and things that you can't do with pictures. You guys there?
Yep. Just thinking long and
Just
hard
ignoring
about
me.
where the human race is fucking gone.
Yeah,
We
there's
used to
this.
struggle. We used to struggle. We used to be like the bottom of the food chain. And now we're like, oh my god, can't find mate, will fuck pillow.
Yeah, there's this
We've devolved here.
there's this psychology YouTuber called Dr. K at Healthy Gamer, and
Okay.
he does like interviews with people. And this one guy came on. He is a waifu, and he was quite insightful. I mean, he seemed like kind of a normal guy, but honestly,
Yeah.
I'd say it's not
Sick
pug
fucks
that
like
has a
to hide
waifu.
behind a normal facade.
Hmm.
Yeah, what the hell?
All of them should be dead.
True,
We should
but
start
no,
putting C4 inside the body pillows.
that's a good idea.
Okay, so I wasn't here for a little bit.
Good.
How did we start putting C4 in body pillows?
Were you recording?
At the factory where they're produced, it just make it mandatory that they have at least 3 ounces of C4.
Ounces,
3 ounces.
Sorry, pounds.
pounds.
Pounds? What are we? Are we in a country
Well, I
based
said
on
ounces,
freedom?
so naturally I'd say pounds next. Okay?
What about kilos or grams?
Shut. Okay, 1 kilo is C4.
Pog.
That's like 3 pounds.
I know! That's why I said it!
So
Uh,
yeah. Anyway,
hmm.
so we ready to go to the next question?
No,
No,
I don't think we've actually.
we haven't discussed the
Okay.
question.
We went on
Okay.
a tangent.
What more do you have to say?
Don't objectify women.
Do
Well,
you think people with waifus objectify women?
yes.
I mean, literally, yes. Literally, they do objectify them.
Don't they humanize objects?
Oh,
It's kind of the other way around.
but like they're
But
given they're given a fictional character a place in the real world. Like you can also make that same like viewpoint thing of like about people who cosplay and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you bring in a fictional character into the real world where
Yeah.
you don't actually have that character with you. It's just what you believe what they'll do and what they'll look like in the
what
real
if you
world.
cosplay with another person who's cosplaying?
Well, then you bring in two fictional characters into the world. Like, are you gonna bring the same relationship, the same mindset, and the same personality that they have to the world as well? Like, I don't
What
think
if you cosplay? What if you're cosplaying Marge and you got a fake Maggie? What then?
well, you're bringing
What?
you're bringing you're still bringing characters into reality. You're still bringing fictional characters into reality.
Yes.
Yeah, but like the you're trying to bring a fictional character into reality, and you won't be able to pinpoint. And if you were to cosplay, you won't be able to bring their entire personality, their mindset, their interests, their dislikes, and basically all of that into real life, unless you're a fanatic. Unless you know everything about that fictional person, I don't see how you can bring a fictional character into real life.
You could just make it up. I mean,
Like, or you could just make it up.
Robots.
they
Or
are.
you're the creator of that character.
Yeah, and then you actually know everything about them. And like,
Fascinating.
but then that also goes into a it's not I don't think it's a question, but like is like what does it mean to be real and all that? Like if we can make stuff and then bring it into reality, is our reality fake or real? Because if you bring
What do you mean?
because if you bring something fake into our reality which we perceive as real, then won't you think that if we are someone else's creation, don't you think that they can bring us into theirs?
Do you mean like are you getting into simulation theory?
it might be going into simulation theory, but like I'm actually thinking it more about like a tiered like existence. Like we've got a reality below us where we can manipulate, but we can't manipulate the one above us, which is actually manipulating us, our one.
As in, like, we have simulations and we're in a greater simulation.
Yes, so like we can make our own universe, which is, let's say it's the universe within Star Trek, because everyone's heard of Star Trek or Star Wars. Like
I haven't seen either of those.
anyway.
Right.
I'm just using it as an example. Like their reality below us, and certain
Mhm.
people can manipulate it to make it
So,
to make it their own. So
except there's an actor playing
yes,
those people.
because we're bringing that fiction to reality. But even though you're using reality to make the fiction for fiction more
I don't
real,
like
it's
the way
still
you think.
it's still
I think you should be killed.
it's still perceived as fiction. But don't you think that
Mhm.
if we can do that to let's say a a universe below us, where in our universe we just do what we do, and if we can manipulate a universe underneath us or a story beneath us, then if we can do that, then what is above us? Who is above us? If you also think about it. But that people can also
I
say
mean, the
it's just
birds,
God.
they're pretty high up.
Oh, yeah,
What?
but the birds aren't real. They're just government drones.
That's true.
Yeah, but like if you
Okay, the pterodactyls.
the pterodactyls are extinct.
Or are they?
No, they're not.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I just had to take your word as gospel then.
Dude, it should be a crime not to.
Yeah, but like if you were to think that if we can edit a reality below us in a conceptual way, that means someone else above us in a different reality that's above us and we're below them, they can edit our reality.
How
But like
about no?
Do you believe this?
it's a theory. It's a
Yeah.
it's a cracked theory that I just thought of right now.
Yeah.
And like
Well, it's certainly interesting.
it is
Sounds like one
interesting.
of those Illuminati confirmed shit thing
What?
here.
How?
Not really. Not
I'm
really, actually, but like it's on the same sort of stupidity.
I,
Ooh.
I'm just saying that there is a that
Sounds like you're being closed-minded, Jeremy.
like
How about I'll close your mind with a fucking wrench?
like all I'm just
Sorry.
saying is that there is someone beneath us, and those storylines, the Marvel, the DC, the movie, the Shawshank Redemption. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm just listing stuff off the top of my
Specifically, the
head.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, because that didn't happen. Like those universes, let's call it that, are below us. So
Mm-hmm.
if you were to apply the same way of thinking, that we might be, we may or may not be a construct of someone else's mind who's above
Interesting.
us in their plane of existence.
Interesting.
Yeah, just say interesting, and you just haven't been listening for the past 2 minutes.
Yeah, good.
Anyway,
Take it, Jeremy.
I don't know how love got us here, but like
Was it,
the question was, does the modern West think about
oh, yeah.
love incorrectly? It it depends on what your definition of love is. Like if
Well,
you
it depends on what you mean by.
okay, so
You're just having a Jordan Peterson arc.
Yep.
oh,
I'm gonna clean my room.
Big dog.
clean your room. Your house is dirty. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna repair the
like
my relationship with my father.
when it comes to like
I'm pretty
the
good for
simulation,
like no, we gotta talk about the West and the modern West of thinking, and then like we can go back to
yeah.
the simulation. But like
Well, we're already talking about it.
oh
How
yeah,
about
oh
we
yeah,
just start a question and then continue going on talking? Because as long as there's something to talk about, we're doing okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Okay, but like I reckon we should at least finish one question first before we go off into
Shut.
I mean, look,
a complete like
do you have
tangent.
anything more to say about it?
Hmm?
Do you have anything more to say about the question?
About love. Ooh,
Yeah.
like if
What is love?
baby
Baby,
don't
don't
hurt
hurt
me,
me.
we're gonna get
Don't hurt
DMCM
me
strike. We're gonna stop.
no
Kid
more.
is gonna get taken down.
No,
Nah, my singing's too shit for that to happen.
no, yes, yeah, but like if you like like love is a difficult definition because many things can equate up to love, but like we won't have a specific definition. But if you were going to say that relationships, if the modern West have like it was thinking about relationships and love, like if you're talking about that sense, uh, I would say that
I
I
love
would
you.
see I see nothing wrong in getting into a relationship to only to have the exclusivity of someone's sexual nature or or their prime drive.
You're saying there's nothing wrong with monogamy,
What is monogamy?
like only having one partner.
Yeah, because if I have two, I'm gonna choose a favorite.
No, no,
Like that's
one
definitely
partner
gonna
at a
happen.
time.
Like I'm gonna
Like,
Yeah, if you have more than one partner, then when you're driving somewhere, you gotta have one of them sit in the back seat.
yeah, and like everyone hates sitting in the back seat. Like it's you kind of feel invisible back there. Like that's just me being that's just me projecting. But
The
do you
trick
think it's
is to get a
impossible to?
McLaren F1. They
Do you
have
think
3
it's
seats.
yes.
impossible to be in a happy polyamorous relationship?
Ooh.
Um, I actually have polyamorous parents, so I can answer this one.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
what's your
it's kind of
perspective?
here's my perspective. I don't know. I wouldn't raise kids like it because if there's one fight, then everything gets fucked.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
wait.
Um.
But like they seem happy enough. Like
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
so I guess, but also fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like
probably not for most people.
also I've noticed that like you don't get as much time spent like with your parents with that.
Right.
So
Hmm.
like and um the person who like my parents are partnered with has has 3 children, and one of them is like the youngest in year 8 or year 7, I believe,
Hmm.
Yeah.
which isn't good. Like he's gonna have to be raised like that for a while during like a pretty emotional time.
Yeah.
So my stance on that, if you're having children, it's kind of a bit of a dick move.
Mm.
Hmm.
In what
If
way?
besides that, it's a bit of a risk because if one fight happens, the entire thing goes to shit.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, there's one fight, it can fuck things up. Fights are more devastating, I guess you could
You
say.
don't think things can be resolved?
Oh, they can be. They can be. It's just it it seems like there's more room for error in such a thing,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there probably is.
Hmm.
I suppose.
Like there's an extra variable added. Let's say that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know too much about the subject, but I just don't want to say that there's anything necessarily wrong with it. You know.
I just think it should be like I think it's a dick move to raise kids like that.
Because they have to deal with three parents instead of one or two,
Hmm.
actually. If you.
Yeah, and yep, the parents don't spend enough time.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean that they have Wouldn't that mean that the kid has more time with more parents?
Yeah, but in my experience, they just hang out with each other.
So
Oh,
your
and they.
problem is more like them valuing their partners over the kids,
Not
rather
over,
than
but like they
rather than just the
they
concept of
take they
polyamory
take
itself.
value away from the kids and put it into.
Hmm.
Would you have a problem with it if they didn't do that?
I wouldn't say so, no. But
Okay.
it's yeah.
So it's more like you don't think it's impossible to have a healthy polyamorous relationship, but
No, I'd say
it,
the I'd say the one that my parents are in now is pretty like healthy. It's
yeah.
just they're due to this, like they've taken away a lot of attention from those who need it.
hmm Well,
But upside, more Christmas presents.
that's true.
More birthday
Hell yeah.
presents. Yes.
Let's go, Big Pog.
Yay, 2 Christmases.
Oh my god.
So,
Downside is now you have to get a present for everyone else in
Hmm.
epic life hack, just don't.
Yeah. But like.
Epic Life Hack. Yeah,
Hmm.
just
Like.
don't care about others. You know, it's really awkward because like I have friends who's like this. I have a friend who's the son of the person who like my parents are dating.
Yeah.
So like, and I was friends with them before that. So it's like now when I say, hey, our it's
Yeah,
Hmm.
that would be kind of weird.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
like
my mom.
like we're sort of like not like in a way we're sort of brothers in a way, in a very weird way.
Hmm.
That is weird.
Yeah.
In the same way that like if your mum starts dating some other guy, you're in a way his son. In that sort of way.
Oh, yeah.
So not very, but
Hmm.
still you can sort of compare it to that,
Yeah.
which is still fucking hilarious.
Just you go up to your friend, just like, hey, technically, uh,
Not even technically, just in some
But,
way we in some way we have some sort of brotherly bondage here.
bondage.
bondage, Pog. I think this is more than a polyamorous relationship.
Ooh.
This is kind of a what are you doing, step bro moment.
Oh wait, okay, I've got the perfect word for it. He's my step bro. I'm gonna
Steps.
call him that.
So he's.
What are you doing, step bro? Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, it does. Double
So
step
you
bro.
you
What are you
better not get
doing,
stuck
step
in the
squared,
washing machine.
bro? Yeah, but like,
Wait, so you take 2 steps at a time. That's called a jump. I call him a jump, bro.
or you can call him a
Jump,
skip, bro,
Hmm.
because like I can jump more than 2 steps. So
Can
like,
you?
yeah.
Anyway,
But
yeah.
well, like
You ready to go to the next question?
if I don't think we've actually just yeah, but what was the we can go straight to the simulation theory that I was just going on about, or
Yeah, sure.
that thing, like
Fuck simulations.
it's simulation
We're
theory.
actually stuck in bloody driving simulator.
Yeah,
Um,
what I was gonna say, like one of the biggest
Al,
kind of prominent figures in the simulation theory community is Elon Musk, right? I mean, he kind of popularized the idea.
well, I think it was more the Matrix that popularized it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That like
I mean,
actually
yeah,
brought it forth to mainstream attention because it was this new movie which with new graphics and all that about a robots hijacking people's brains and putting them in a simulation like
and it's got
yeah, with
Keanu
Wholesome
Reeves in it.
100 Keanu Reeves too.
yeah and like that brought it to what I say is the it's I wouldn't say prominence but like everyone's basically heard of it
Yeah,
and like
I mean that kind of brought the idea to the kind of common mythos of our era.
yeah
But probably the most prominent like philosopher when it comes to this is Elon Musk. But basically, his idea is because
wait
we
isn't
make simulations. What?
isn't isn't like Facebook gonna make like a metaverse or something like that?
I don't know.
We don't call it Facebook.
Isn't the
Well,
company called Meta, but like the social media platform is still called Facebook?
I don't know.
I'm not too
I
Because
don't.
when you
sure.
go to the website, it doesn't say Meta.
Mm,
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically the theory is because we make simulations like The Sims, for example,
mm,
and then those simulations have its simulations and so on and so on.
mm.
The odds of us being in base reality is possible, but it's like 1 in trillions and trillions.
Yeah.
But what I think that theory kind of takes for granted is the idea that the people in simulations, like say the people in Sims, whatever,
Mm.
have their own consciousness, like they're real, as opposed to just pixels on a screen.
Well, they wouldn't know that they're not real.
They, I mean, how can they know something if they're not real?
Well, if let's suggest that they are real, okay? Let's suggest
Hmm.
that they are real. How would they know that some other person above them, through whatever means, is controlling their life in some way? They could just think that what I'm doing here is entirely my choice.
Hmm.
And I'm going to stop eating food at this at this exact time, and I'm going to start talking in a gobbledygook language to someone else who just walked through the door.
Yeah.
Like that's reality for them. That's all they know.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
like that's the same thing. We don't know if we're in our own if we're in the base reality or whatever we want to call it, or like there's some higher thing above us. Like, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm driving this conversation a lot. But like, if if we're thinking about simulation theory, like, would that mean that we, as either a computer program or a universe below someone else, like in fiction, um, like who is up there, like or like are we the person up there, and we're just doing a whole top-down view of everything, and we look at all these universes, all these simulations, or whatever, like below us, and we think that, oh no, we have created so much here that it asks the question, what happens if someone else is above us?
Yeah, we
Oh
don't know
God,
really.
help us! Oh no!
Oh no, indeed.
Yeah, like,
I'm gonna figure out all the cheat codes.
uh,
I'm gonna unlock the cheat code to get infinite health and zero gravity, because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, if we are in a simulation, it must have some good software.
yeah,
I mean, there aren't
The
glitches too often.
glitches are the bloody wormholes.
Yeah.
That's one of the glitches.
mm,
It opens up a portal to the fourth dimension, and it causes the game to crash.
Yeah.
and like, would you say like the graphics driver of this simulation is having a really hard time because of people are putting their phones up to mirrors and creating like a everlasting effect. How it just keeps on going
Yeah.
on, and how you get two
Like,
mirrors and you put the corners together and you
The thing is,
push
it
them
just like
towards. Like it's got to render all that. It's got to render all that
no,
extra space.
no, it doesn't, because it has to render that space anyway. Like it's got to render every single bloody atom. You're just changing the atoms that are being rendered, if you know what I mean.
I mean, that explains all the lag we get. Like, when thunder comes like 0 seconds after lightning, it's because of all the lag.
Just
Yes.
lightning uses up so much energy.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
So, anything else we want to say on this topic?
Well, like I seriously think that I've been the one that's pushing it a lot, like here in this conversation, and like I haven't heard like a serious like viewpoint from you two. Like
Well, I've put my viewpoint across,
what
I
was your
think.
viewpoint?
Well, look, I'm not saying it's impossible we're in a simulation, but the idea that our simulations have consciousness, and that might mean that we're in a simulation. It doesn't have a lot of merit because we're taking for granted the idea that people in simulations have a consciousness.
Well, that's a part of the theory.
Yeah, but like,
Like there's
how
no
much more?
definitive answer for this. It's just
But like,
Yeah.
it's
okay, NPCs in games, okay, that you can argue that they have personality. But what about machines that run on like more complicated code? Like you see a fucking machine that just makes burgers or whatever. Okay, does that have a personality too then? What about the main character's PC that runs on like this extreme code? Does that have a personality too?
but will the code actually be used in a simulation? Like, is it an
What?
actual moving object around and like doing stuff to actually like
Look,
which they perceive out of their own free will?
wait. Okay, let me rephrase this. Okay,
Because if the
so
burger making machine is
okay,
basically set to
a
only
human runs on the same lines. Okay, in a game, a human runs on the same line of code as a machine would. So then that human would have the same amount of consciousness as a machine, and that
Mhm.
machine could be like anything from like the fucking protagonist's PC to a fucking something that does like a basketball 3-pointer machine or whatever. Like,
well,
do you get what I'm saying?
you can say that in a simulation that everything has consciousness. Like, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying? That
No,
if
I'm saying that like if you believe that the NPCs have consciousness, then naturally everything else in the game must have a conscious.
yeah, so you're basically saying everything has a conscious.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you believe
Yeah, if you
that,
believe that, I just didn't articulate it well. Just like if you believe that, then you would suggest that everything
it would
has
be dumb to not believe that as well.
yeah. But hmm
Indeed.
hmm.
Right, lads.
So okay, we want to naturally flow into something else, or you want to naturally flow into some bitches,
Well, you kind
like
of
you
broke
said.
up the hope of naturally flowing into anything
Yeah.
by saying that
What a good
sentence.
natural
Let's
flow.
go.
You're so good at segues.
I know. Let's hard segue here. Anyway,
Nice segue, Sam. Thanks, Sam.
Okay.
you're gonna make that. Uh,
This
um,
one's gonna get spicy. Right. Hold on to your hats,
which one's this
everybody.
one?
This is question of the
What's your
day.
favorite
35.
color?
Oh my god,
Oof.
it's green.
What the fuck
It's
is wrong with
blue!
you? Green
Shut the
sucks.
fuck up,
Shit.
it's blue! You cunts! I'll fucking kill all of you!
No, my favorite color is green.
You should kill yourself now
Why?
because your favorite color is green.
Why? Is
I
that the
don't
only
know.
reason?
Probably because you suck.
Is that the only
Yeah, like,
reason?
blue is obviously better, okay? You couldn't even have green without blue. Blue is just so fucking useful, okay?
Yeah, but I like green because it's on the grass. It's the grass. It's the trees. It's everything. It's basically
You need
anything
to
on.
touch grass.
Yo,
I mean, just look up! What do you see?
I
Just
see white.
anytime you look up.
I
Yeah,
see
same.
white because I'm inside.
Shut
I, s-
anytime on
I
a
s-
Your
decent
logic has
day.
been
Every time
destroyed.
it's a decent day,
I
you
see
look up,
white.
it's blue.
I see white because there's clouds.
British people
No, because
watching
I
this
said
like, what the
decent
fuck is
day.
he talking
Yeah,
about?
decent day has
Guy's
What the
clouds.
red.
fuck? The sky's blue.
No, it's not.
This
It's actually
guy's blue.
aqua.
What are you talking about?
It's
It's great,
turquoise.
isn't it? All right. Question of the day 35. Should video game companies be regulated to not make their games too addictive?
We did this one before.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Like you did that on
I
like
swear we did this one before.
no we didn't.
We talked about it in the server over text, but not on the podcast.
Yeah.
Surely we. What the fuck?
Well,
Oh.
what do you guys think, huh?
How do you regulate that? Is like that's the thing. How do you regulate a company to make sure that their game is not too addictive? Because anything can be addictive if given the right, interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
Wh-
it's like how some
Well,
people can't go. You, you're right, Jeremy. You're kind of bugging out.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. He's back.
big bug.
Yep. But how would you regulate a company to make sure that their game is not too addictive? Oh, there we go. He's
Yeah. So
oh, Jeremy's bugging out.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I can sometimes hear myself through you, like an echo,
what the frick?
and then there's like electronic buzzing.
It's unacceptable. So anyway, video game companies often take advantage of our traits that we've gone through evolution to survive, our dopamine reward system, things like that. They will make things unpredictable, like gambling features, and that they take advantage of our strive for triumph. There'll be a boss that's hard, and then we keep failing and failing, then we win, and we feel epic. And that feeling comes from the evolutionary need to do epic things, like
But like,
getting food for our tribe. But the thing is, when you get that feeling from video games, you actually don't progress in life at all, and you become addicted to it. So basically, they'd be regulated to
Fuck 'em.
not make games too addictive.
so basically they're
You're
just gonna,
addicted to games. Deal with it. Fuck you.
What?
yeah, like
People should be trained to have stronger willpower. Fuck 'em.
like
I mean, you could say that.
I don't
I mean,
have.
it's to say this is like 100 years ago, and cocaine it hasn't been legalized, and
Man,
people
cocaine
should be.
is a hell of a drug. We should legalize it.
Hell yeah, it is. But
Okay.
Honestly,
say,
I would even go then like
say people are debating, oh, should cocaine be legal? Should it not be? We have some people saying it should be
there are
illegal, and then we have
there
some
are
people
fucking
saying,
violent fights over it
yeah.
all the
We see,
time.
we,
So
we see
like
some people going, hey, people should just use their willpower to not be addicted to cocaine. Fly.
But I'm sorry, but it gives me a nice buzz, and it was in Coca-Cola drinks.
Mm. Tasty coke.
And you know what? If it wasn't if it wasn't illegalized or something like that, if it wasn't legal, that means the production and no, not the production, but like people could know where to go get cocaine. So that means they wouldn't have to fight over it, and and it wouldn't be so expensive. But anyway, we should. This is not my actual view, but like
Okay.
I'm trolling.
Yeah, we do a little trolling.
we partake in a little bit of tomfoolery, but
We do.
yeah, but that's not my actual view on cocaine. Like it's bad. It's bad because I played video games.
Yeah,
bad,
that's a hot
okay?
take.
It's bad
Drugs
because I
are
played
bad.
video games. And
Just
like
don't take drugs, okay?
just don't take drugs.
It's bad.
Do what you want, but don't take drugs. Okay, alcohol's good because it's made legal by the government. Um, you can smoke, even though smoking tobacco is a drug, but they profit too damn much of it with like a 90% GST over here, and like
Yeah, the fucking tax on
the tax,
tobacco
the
is so
tax.
bullshit.
It's because they want to make sure that people stop buying it, but it's
And they want as much fucking money as possible.
yes, but it's the price of tobacco is just going to keep on going up and up and up until people are actually going to kill each other over a smoke. Like if it goes to maybe $100 a pack, like like people are going to be working hard for it. Like it's good for the economy. Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
but it's
Bill Hicks.
Hmm?
Bill Hicks said this little bit like so good drugs are coincidentally the tax drugs. I mean, you ever noticed that?
Oh my god.
Cocaine's so terrible. Don't you agree, guys, fellow citizens? Cocaine's bad
Yeah,
because it's not taxed.
it's not taxed. We can't do
There's
anything.
cigarettes
But
and
cigarettes.
alcohol, a
Mmm.
pug.
They're pog.
I love money.
Mm. Damn. I'm a government. I want to somehow make money. Ooh, I see an addiction that is that's clearly rampant across my nation. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tax the hell out of it so I can get more money.
Hell yeah.
And that's like and the
Alright,
thing
well.
is like tobacco is like, causing cancer and all that.
hmm
And like okay, so if the government did did care about us, that this is my favorite conspiracy theory. The government actually cares about us. That is my favorite conspiracy theory. Like,
You've gone down the rabbit hole there.
oh my god, if they actually care about us, okay, they actually care about us because they're taxing the hell out of tobacco. That's why they care about us.
Yeah.
Damn, they're making fast food restaurants, available because they care about us. The production of food has never been this high in the entire history of the world because the government cares about us. They made
Yeah,
they made drugs illegal because they care about us. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off this train. I'm gonna stop it right there. This shouldn't go any further. But
Fair enough.
that's my favorite conspiracy theory, that the government actually cares about us.
That's a fascinating theory.
Mm.
Yeah, so what are your guys' takes on this question? Should video game companies be regulated to not make the games too addictive?
Well, it is not a drug. It is just a game. It's entertainment. I would say that.
Mhm.
But if a company personally makes a game addictive, then yes. But I don't see
They do that.
why an overall and overreaching like regulation of all game companies to make their games less addictive. Because how the hell are you gonna make Hearts of Iron 4, a map game, not addictive? It's just map nerds, World War II history buffs, basically having a wank over Hitler, just like, oh, I'm gonna Anschluss Austria, oh, and they're gonna cry once they see communist Spain take over instead of nationalist Spain. Like they're gonna have that cry. Oh my God, who is this?
Hello?
Hello?
What?
I like the left wing party.
Wait, who is this?
Very cool.
How did?
Am I political?
This
They're
is
very
our new
political.
host. I didn't consult you, but we've got a new host.
What?
Yeah, and you host, wow.
Welcome,
How you
everyone.
doing, mate?
Today we'll be talking about the left wing party.
The left wing party?
How are we gonna wait? How? Why is he in here?
Wait, is it Jeremy? Are these
Right.
the people who talk about the vaccination?
Oh no, that was me. That was me.
Oh, I heard about you. You're
Oh
pretty famous.
no, am I?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Man, because I am labeled by the mainstream media as a crazy nutcase conspiracy theorist. Oh yeah,
Aaron.
but my
Not just by them.
oh
Not
yeah.
just by them, buddy.
Okay, yeah, maybe stop and shut up during my monologue. But
Ooh.
No.
but my favorite conspiracy is that the government actually cares about you. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey, AWP only Tai G. Tai
Yeah, my name's Ty.
Oh, okay, nice to meet you.
I've made a specific role just for him.
Let's
What is my role? Actually, tell me what the
It's
name
just
is.
called Ty.
Oh,
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, but where were we at before Ty joined?
yeah. So back to where we've been left off, boys. So we're talking about the left wing party.
Oh my God.
We're talking
Okay,
about the left wing party.
we're talking about the left wing party.
Yep.
Okay.
What is
Those
the
them.
left wing party?
What is the
The
left wing party? Okay.
Yep.
So let's start talking
hate
about
those
woke
guys.
culture. Let's start talking about woke culture because that seems to be prevalent within the leftists. Ah! I'm gonna kill myself soon.
Hold up! I just
You-
gotta
you s-
I
you
just gotta
sound-
Google left wing party.
I don't think they're a party, my guy.
They're
Uh,
just left wing.
that it's the parties themselves that are like left wing. So you think about it like left wing parties, like I don't know, the Greens come to mind.
Ew, I hate the Greens.
Let's go.
Mm. But like, I
Who's
I,
your? Oh,
I,
Yep.
I consider myself a conservative. Let's say that.
Ooh.
And you know, I can I can understand. You know, oh yeah, you know, transgenders they can have their spiel, they can have their fun. You know, they can get their rights and all that. Like as soon as it doesn't encroach on mine, like I'm happy.
Mhm.
You can be gay as long as you're not gay near me.
Yeah.
There we go. That man's speaking my language.
Okay, why is conservatism correct?
Oh, well,
Dennis Prager has been summoned.
Dennis, who the hell is Dennis Prager?
Oh, you're a conservative and you haven't heard of Dennis Prager? My God.
Well, I'm a
Literally is
conservative within
not
my own
good.
views.
America
that-
was founded upon religious principles from the Catholic bullshit whatsoever.
Okay.
Well, look,
Okay.
I think it's good that you haven't heard of Prague.
Okay, so let's say I'm not like the other conservatives. I'm a quirky conservative.
You
But
mean a
like,
libertarian?
no, shut up.
Are they even conservative?
Join the dark
Oh, really?
side.
No, because
The
as a
dark side of the
libertarian,
prison cell.
you like child sex. But hey,
What is what?
but
What are we talking about
I
here
think
now?
it was in the other
Talking about-
podcasts.
Libertarianism, of course. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with it?
No, not at all.
It literally the only principle is fucking children. No other principle.
Yeah, but like I don't like the idea of what am I trying to get? I had a train of thought like talking to myself, but I can't forget it anymore. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't like the idea of having to do a racial diversity check. Like in the States, certain like companies have to do like I have to employ this number of transgender people. I have to employ this number of racial minority groups. Like I don't like that idea.
Isn't it the opposite? Didn't someone win like a multi-million-dollar lawsuit because of that?
I don't know. But like if that like I don't like the idea because at a business point as a business stance because my dad does own a business. Um,
Okay.
why would you hire someone based on what they look like instead of what their qualifications are?
Right. So there's this idea
As
of
a libertarian, naturally, I agree.
I agree. Child slavery, child labor is pog. Okay. So there's this idea of equality of outcome versus equality of opportunity.
Equality of
So
opportunity is way better than equality of outcome because you're never gonna
Yeah.
get to a 50-50 split. I'm taking this teaching from Dr. Jordan Peterson himself. He would be so
Yeah, I can
proud
tell.
of him in this argument, in this debate.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Anyway,
yeah. So for those who don't know, basically, equality of opportunity is the idea that everyone should have the same opportunity to, make lots of money and things like that. Go up in
And
the
get bitches,
social
you know.
ladder.
yeah, get bitches.
Get bitches.
Equality of bitches. That's the ultimate principle.
Yeah.
But inevitably, with equality of opportunity, you end up having rich people and poor people. And so some people will say it's not POG and vouch for equality of outcome, where people don't have equality of opportunity, but everyone ends up making the same amount of money.
That
and
sounds
getting
like
the same
some communist shit right there.
Mhm.
Mm,
So,
some socialism I see.
so
That
the
is
idea that there should be quotas for like a certain amount of black people or trans people, whatever, in a company. If so say you're in a county with like that's 10% black, right? If you have 0% of your company being black, that may indicate that that company is being discriminative and
how
not.
is it being discriminative? Because if they're only employing people based on their qualifications, on how Like, how is it discriminatory? Because they haven't hired enough black people?
If they're only basing how they hire people on their qualifications, then you'd expect to see some brown people in the company. And I mean, unless you're like really racist and you think that they don't have qualifications.
Well, I definitely think that businesses should only be able to, like they can, employ people so they can train and they can get qualifications. And also, I should think they should hire people as well who have the correct qualifications to do the job that they've been hired to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see the point of just like, okay, I'm gonna have to need to tick a box. And
But
like,
in some jobs, can't black people do it better?
yeah,
Oh,
like, I don't know which industry that is, but like,
I mean, the porn industry, probably.
oh,
the
okay,
BBC industry.
yes. But like,
Right. So say you're in a small community that's 70% black, and you have this little company with 1,000 employees, and it's 100% white. Should that company be looked into for discrimination and
No, unless
be forced to hire some black people?
unless the black people are applying there and they just denied them, then yes. But if they didn't, then no.
hmm.
Yeah, of course they would be applying now.
Well, then yes.
Yeah, what do you think, Chris?
So if the black, community of that community was to, apply for a job with a company that has 1,000 individuals in it, and they all happen to be white, are you saying just by all of them being white, they should be looked into? Because what
Yeah,
happens?
I mean that's not
But wouldn't
indicative of the general population.
Yeah, but what happens if all the white
Clearly,
people
there's
had
some
the
kind of a bias
qualifications to do
against
that
black
job, and none of the black people did? Let's just say
people. Why
that.
would so many more white people have qualifications than black people?
Oh, now this is going down a bit. That Okay. Then why haven't
Okay,
the black
don't
people
say
got the
anything that will
qualifications?
get the translated.
Then
What?
why haven't the black community or any of them have gone to get the correct qualifications to apply to that job? Why haven't they?
No, no. In this
Why haven't they?
scenario, yeah, in this scenario,
This
this-
isn't going to get clipped out of context at all.
Okay, in this scenario, you're saying that a company who has a 1,000 individuals has only hired white people. If I was going to that, and if I see, if I see people based on their qualifications, not by their race, I would hire the people with the best qualifications. And what happens if
Okay, you
if
did
all of
that,
them
then-
are white? What says that? What does that say? What is that 1,000 of my employees are all white, and I only picked them only picked them because of their qualifications? Doesn't that say
that
that the
would be
black community
extremely.
doesn't have the people within the black community don't have enough qualifications to meet my requirement that I said?
That would be very unlikely in a community that's majority black. I mean, look,
Why wouldn't
it's
it?
totally possible because
Nothing's impossible.
Nothing's impossible.
yeah.
Just it's
Well,
it's
I
by
mean,
circumstance
You're
that all
going to
my
need lawyers
employees.
to explain that, I guess.
It's by circumstance that all my employees are white because they have the correct qualifications and they have the
It's by
qualifications that I want.
circumstance that there's 50 bodies buried in my backyard.
Yeah.
But like,
Do you think that would be suspicious if the entire company was white, even though the community was majority black?
no,
You don't think that would be fishy?
no, it wouldn't. Because what happened?
Why?
Because if all those white people I've employed had the correct qualifications for that job and none of the black people did, would that be discriminatory?
Wait. I think I have an explanation. The hypothetical business that we're thinking of is a Papa John's.
Oh yes,
See?
I'm only going to hire Italian people.
No, that's not. No, it's because
Oh, yeah,
they're
that's good.
racist and no non-white person would want to work there.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, Papa bless.
Make it a
Yeah,
Chuck
so-
E. Cheese.
Because it's like, yeah,
Yeah, but like,
So
it's only by circumstance that these 1,000 employees that are entirely qualified for this job are all white. Then
you don't think that's
what does that
very
say in the
unlikely?
larger community?
That indicates that the employers have a bias against black people.
How does they have a bias against black people when I've only looked at the only looked at the resumes and looked at their qualifications? How is that racist?
If
How
you
is that
looked at the
racist if I looked at
qualifications,
my employees' qualifications and they're all good, and I didn't look at their race, I didn't look at their gender, I didn't look at their age, and they all happen to be white?
if you
What does that
only
say?
focus on the qual,
What does
if
that
you only
say?
focus,
oh
if
my
you
god,
only
let him fucking fake!
you fucking piece of shit. Okay.
How am
If
I
you
a piece
only
of
look,
shit? You're basically suggesting that this company, who's fully white, whose employees are all qualified to do their job, and they're all white, you're saying that they're unintentionally racist.
I wouldn't say unintentionally. Look, if you only look at their qualifications and not their race, then in a majority black community, you'd expect for a majority of the employees to be black,
Yes,
or at least above 0%.
you would expect that. But what you
So
are
you don't think it's
suggesting,
suspicious at all?
what you are suggesting is that only the white people have the qualifications to do that job. Because all of them are
No,
white, and if the
not at all.
qualifications say that they all have the right, if they all have the right stuff to do the
I
job,
don't want to live.
okay,
Gen
good.
Z moment.
You don't want to live, but you're saying that my company's unintentionally racist because I hired by qualification,
Yep,
and they
ties
all
out.
and they
Experienced enough.
and they all happen to be white. What does that say on the larger? What does that say on the larger on the larger black community? What does that say on them?
That would indicate that the employer has a bias against black people.
How would it indicate if they only hire by qualification?
Because
Because all of them are
If-
white?
if they only hired by qualification, you'd expect that they would have black employees.
You would expect that, but you've laid down the scenario that all 1,000 of those employees are white, and they're
Mhm.
hiring by qualification. That means,
Or at least they say they are.
okay, let's say I was running it, and I was running it, okay, and I hired by qualification, and I didn't look at their race, I didn't look at their age, I didn't look at their gender, and all of them happen to be white.
Hmm.
Okay, so what does that say on the 75% black community? What does that say on them? That they do not have the right qualifications to meet my job to meet my qualification requirement.
Hmm.
It says that they do not have the qualifications to do the job that I want them to.
Look, if
So
I were
that
a
is not
government,
that's not fault on my part. I'm saying
if I
this is gonna sound racist, but this is that it's the fault on their part for not having the qualifications.
ooh,
So what are you gonna say against that?
what
They do not have the qualifications to do the job that
Look.
I want them to.
if I were a government agent and I had to look at companies and see whether the diversity of their employees is representative of the general population, and I saw that there's a community that's 70% black, but it has 0 black employees and 1,000 white employees, I'd be very suspicious of that company.
Why? Because you want me to tick a box?
Because-
Because you want me to basically get rid of 750 of my qualified staff, get rid of them, and basically fill them with the largest 75% black population who do not have the qualifications to do this job, and basically tick a box. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I'd be suspicious because the population of your employees isn't representative of the general population.
Okay, so
It's
you
it's a
want
large
me
disconnect.
to fill a diversity quota. Is that what you're saying? is that you want me, a business owner, who, let's say oh, what's okay, let's say that you want me, a business owner, to fill a diversity quota, which has to be representative to the population in my area, so 25% white people and 75% black people, and I can only hire 25% of my maximum limit of staff, because those 25% white people of my staff are actually qualified, and that's 75% of it, of the black community within my staff cannot be hired because they do not meet my qualification standard.
Okay, so say I'm a government agent, right? And I come across this company, I see all the statistics. So there are two main
There are two
reasons
main
that this
arguments that you're trying to make: that I am racist because I don't employ enough black people, or that I'm just inherently racist because my qualification standards are just too high for black people. What does that
Okay.
say on the black community? I'm basically saying that you need to get these qualifications to get this high-paying job. Not because
Mhm.
on merit, because you're black, I should just give you a job. Like, that is bad business.
look.
If you look at it from a business perspective, I am losing money because he or she cannot do their job correctly because they don't know what they are doing.
Mhm. Okay, look. Say I am this government agent, right?
You keep
And I
on
see.
going back to that. You keep
Yeah,
on
yeah.
saying that
Look.
I'm
I'm
a
trying to make my
government.
point, but you keep interrupting me. Okay, say I'm this government agent, right? I see your company, I see the statistics. It looks suspicious
How would it be suspicious?
because your employees aren't indicative of the general population. There's a large disconnect. Okay, so
And how and why would there be a large disconnect?
well, I'll get to that. So look, if I see this disconnect between the employee population and the population of the county, there are two main reasons that may be. Okay, so either it's the fault of the company that they're racist,
Mm-hmm.
or it's because the black community in that area is underprivileged, right?
Underprivileged.
Yeah.
What do you mean by underprivileged?
Well, they're of a lower socioeconomic status. They don't have the same opportunities
Why would they be of as low a socioeconomic status when they're 70%, 75% of this county's population?
because of probably long-lasting effects of slavery and segregation.
How would it be that when there's
How would it not?
when there's 75% of the population in a county where only
Mhm.
25% of them are white?
Kill
Okay?
me.
Are you saying if a region is
I am
predominantly
saying
black, they
that,
can't be underprivileged?
what standard do they have to go by? Like, what is
What do
this?
you mean?
What is this privileged and underprivileged status that people think that black people have?
It's socioeconomic. I mean, what's your question?
Like, basically, you're saying that the black people like the 75% of black people in this community are underprivileged.
Yeah,
What does it mean to be privileged?
to have certain access to resources and things that other people don't.
And what are those
I'm okay
certain
to look up it.
resources?
I can look up a definition, but well, look, it's largely cultural. So
Yeah, it's cultural.
obviously, mhm.
Because it's cultural because the
It's
white
going
man
somewhere.
it's cultural because the white man wants to go out and basically, work. And
Are
I'm,
you
I'm
saying
not.
black people don't want to work?
There's a.
Mhm.
Let me just say, black unemployment rate.
Are you saying that? Pardon?
Oh my god.
Let's say
He
that
really is a conservative.
let's say I'm American. Let's say I'm an American.
Yeah.
Black unemployment rate, American. Okay, let's go here.
Hmm.
Wait till he says that despite making up only 13% of the
Which one is this?
population,
He's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
Okay, so
Wait till he...
September,
If the first word you say is despite, I'm just leaving.
Yeah.
September 2021, 7.9% of unemployment rate in America. Like that's 7.9% of the entire Black or African American, you know, uh, African American population of America. Only
Fuck this, I'm playing Red
7.9%.
Dead Redemption.
There's a 7.9% unemployment rate for Black or African American people in America.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, within, let's say that this population that I'm in, this county, I'm gonna get my calculator out. I hire 1,000 people, and let's say that the population for this county is 10,000. I'm effectively hiring 10% of this county's population for my job or work or whatever, and there's 7,500 Black or African Americans in this county. Okay.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't that mean that times then it's that one here. That means only 592 Black Americans in this community, going by September's unemployment rate for Black or African Americans, which is 7.9. There's only 592 unemployed Black or African Americans in this county, if we're American. So
Okay.
how is it? So there's entire industries dominated in this county, dominated by Black or African Americans, and you're going after me because I have a white dominated workforce who's
So look,
entirely white. Why, if you're putting this on me, why aren't you going after the other all the other black industries, basically saying you don't have enough white people in here?
Okay, so let's go back to the scenario of me being a government agent, right?
Yes.
I'm suspicious of your company. So, I mean, say I'm also suspicious of another company that's hiring mostly Black people, right? I would have to look into the reasons for the disconnect between the demographics, right?
Yeah, but
So,
okay, I'm gonna let you go.
if it were to be determined that there are many Black people applying for your company that have the same qualifications as white people, you should face the legal consequences.
Yeah, but what happens if some of them don't actually have the right qualifications for my job? Would you still say
Some of
I'm
them.
inherently racist because I don't employ black people?
If you take race, if you don't employ people based on their race, then that is
Then-
a racist. But
Yeah, but what happens if they don't have the right qualifications to do the job that I want them to?
then they should probably create some kind of a government program that would help out Black people.
So, okay, with that, you're just saying that I should fill a box, tick a box.
Yeah.
That is bad
Why?
because those people aren't working for my job. If they want this job, they're gonna have to be qualified for it. I'm
Okay.
not a racist. If those black people did have the qualifications, and if they were better than some of the white people I did have in here, I would hire them because their qualifications said that they are good.
Okay, if you're only hiring based on qualifications, then I wouldn't say a racist at all.
Yeah, but that's basically what you said. You said that I should have a box that's ready to be filled, and I only have that for black people because I hired based on qualification. And don't you say that you didn't say that because this is on recording. You
So
basically you
don't say that
basic
I didn't say what.
you basically said that I, as a business owner, have to have black people employed so I can tick a box so I don't look suspicious.
Oh no. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
your employees, there's a disconnect between the population of your employees and the population of the county. We should look into the reasons for that. If it's determined that the black people have the same qualifications as your employees,
Yeah, but if I was
then we
hiring
should
based on
basically look into it.
qualification,
But if they're not, then we should instill a program to help out the underprivileged black people.
so basically kick some of my white employees out so they can be filled with black
No.
employees. Because you're saying
I
that,
never said that.
ooh, because basically what you're saying is that we should help. Yeah, you should help the black community to have the right qualifications for my job.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be forced to tick a box based on their color.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be forced because it is my job, it is my business, and I'm running it by qualification, not by race.
Okay. Are you anti-civil rights?
What is civil rights anyway nowadays?
What is civil rights?
What is civil rights? Because I can go down. Okay, so let's say that with the new woke agenda, let's just say that as a straight white man, I am hated by the general populace of the woke.
Pardon?
Oh, if you go like most, not most, but an extreme group of people who are woke, they hate straight white men, and they hate old straight white men even more.
Okay.
Okay? Now,
Okay.
yeah. So, if they're going to push this agenda where they're saying that I'm inherently evil because I'm straight and I'm white, that is bad. That is bad because it just shows.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What does this have to do with anything?
You said civil rights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
What does this have to do with civil rights?
Man, I really don't want to be hated by a general population just because of my sexual orientation and my skin color.
Yeah. What does this have to do with civil rights, though?
Oh my god. Okay. Civil rights. Civil rights? Okay. Transgenders. You know what? They want most companies to tick a box basically saying that I want this amount of your employees to be transgender. I want this amount of your employees to be black or Asian or whatever ethnic minority or whatever sexual orientation you want or anything like that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I personally see it as bloody disgusting that
Why?
people don't work for the qualifications that they need to have a job. And retail, oh, that's an easy job. I'm working it right now. I didn't even need any qualifications. I just started work one day. And I'm still in it 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah.
Like-
Don't you work at an unskilled job?
Hmm?
Don't you work at an unskilled job?
Yeah. Doesn't mean anyone can do it. But why do movie companies who, might need, qualifications in like coding or in game companies or cinematography or stuff like that? Like, I'm not saying it's based on the yeah, I'm saying it's based on the qualifications. You should hire by your qualifications, not by ticking a box. Because if you have that, that means there's going to be too many unskilled workers in your workforce, and that means your production will lower. That means you won't. That means you won't be producing as much as you want, but you only be producing a majorly reduced amount because most of your workforce is unskilled. Let's say if I was in my father's job back a couple years back as a fitter machinist. Oh, that's a lot of that's a lot of qualifications.
Yeah.
Ooh, qualifications for fitter machinist. You definitely need your forklift license. That's definitely something. Fitter machinist. Like he worked on these big mining rigs, and he actually went underground. How to become a machinist? Qualifications. Ooh, I see it. Key skills, actually. Oh shit, where can I find it? Oh, there we go. How to become a machinist. You need a Cert 3 in engineering, mechanical trade, or a Cert 3 in engineering, fitting and turning, and complete an apprenticeship. Yeah, like that's what you need to become the job, like to have that job. And basically, what you're going to say is that you need to fill a box, and we don't care how you do it, but you're gonna have a lot of unskilled workers, basically working with these big these big industrial mining trucks or tools or whatever, and you're gonna have a bunch of unskilled workers there. They could kill themselves in some of those things, in some of those work stuff. They can actually kill themselves if they're not trained. One of my dad's friends, he lost 3 fingers because he was a bit lazy. You need to have focus, and you need to be self-aware of yourself. Because if you don't put one of those tags on one of those things, someone can start that machine and you can get turned into mince.
Yeah.
That is not good. Because
Yeah, I agree.
See, look, that's why you hire by qualification.
Right.
You don't hire by race or by ticking a box for some government standard thing. Because people can actually die in these sorts of industries if they're untrained and unskilled. So
So.
And you're gonna try to take, like let's say factory worker. Oh, you're gonna that's dumb labor and that's dumb labor in some bits, but like some of it's actually quite. You need actual qualifications to do stuff in there.
Yeah.
You need the experience behind it. Oh, like.
Yeah.
You don't hire by ticking a box. You hire by qualifications, because people can die in certain jobs, and then whose fault is gonna be? The companies, because they hired him, and he's also he's unqualified for doing that sort of work.
Yeah.
So it's not the government who's in trouble. It's the company, because some black transgender person got himself minced up because he's untrained and unqualified to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, look,
Like,
I agree.
Would you say that's fair on the company who has to deal with, let's say, that they have a death every week because of their unskilled workforce? But that won't happen. The safety protocols here won't let that happen. If a death happens in the workshop, the entire floor stops. Everything stops. You can't do anything more. Once a death or an injury happens on the floor, everything stops for like a week. And like, I don't think that you should be ticking a box. You should be hiring by qualifications in some industries. Actually, in most industries.
Okay, point taken.
And and if the people who want companies to tick a box, go get the qualifications yourself. Become skilled enough to actually have that job. Not just give
Get good.
Get good, and not just a government handout. Because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I agree. So, look, we agree in this part. I think part where we may disagree is if your company is predominantly white in a community that's predominantly black, do you think that company should be looked into? Do you think that's suspicious?
It wouldn't be suspicious, but it can be looked into.
It's not
But
suspicious?
it's not suspicious. Because if they're hiring by qualification, then, it's not suspicious then. Because it turns out that all the white people have the qualifications and none of the black people do.
Before you look into how they hire,
That's...
would it look suspicious from the outside?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't take things at face value. I don't take serious things at face value. I take funny things at face value because most of it's just face value. If a company has 1,000 white employees and that's their limit, okay, they have 1,000 white employees. I see nothing inherently racist about that. Just because they're white.
So, look, by suspicious, I don't mean that just because they have 1,000 white employees, 0% black employees, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily racist.
You basically
But it
said that.
is.
You
No, I
said that
didn't. So
these that
I'm saying it's
you're
suspicious. They
you're
should be looked
saying
into.
that this dominated white workforce is suspicious because they're all white.
No, the company, the employers.
What happens if the employees are, or the employers are black? What happens then?
That would still be suspicious.
They'll still be suspicious to being racist against their own race?
Yeah.
What? How? How can they be?
I don't like this. I don't like you. I think you're shit.
I've heard of Jesse Lee Peterson.
Hey. So,
What?
okay, so if the employers and the employees are all white, what happens? Are you going to investigate them
Yeah.
because they're all white?
Yeah.
So why are they being investigated? Because they do not represent they do not represent the entirety of this county or district or whatever. Their workforce
Yeah.
doesn't represent the what's it the diversity. That's it. The diversity of the community around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's suspicious.
Okay, so let's say that 75% of this population is white and only 25% of this population is black, and I still only had employed white people. Would I still be investigated?
Maybe. I mean, it would be less suspicious. It would be
Why
slightly
is it suspicious? What is the
Because
what makes it suspicious? Only because that my workforce is not showing the diversity of the population around it.
Yep, that's suspicious.
How is that a good enough reason to investigate a company?
Because it's a large possibility that the reason for that disconnect is that they have a bias, a racial bias.
So basically, they're white, they're racist. They might be racist.
That's not what I said at all.
You said that they
Oh my
might have a
God, this
racial.
is cancer. This is cancer.
Jeremy, you're not participating in this conversation, are you?
Yeah, but I like listening to it and realizing how shit this conversation is.
Well, why are you still here then? Because you're part of the podcast,
Because
are you? You're supposed to be
yeah,
participating in
but
this dialogue.
nah. This is more fun.
Okay.
Okay, so you're saying that my employees are all white, which means they have that means I may have a racial bias.
Yeah.
A may. You are suggesting that I may be racist.
Yes.
And what gives you that feeling? Because it is not representative of the diversity around me.
Yes.
So
We're kind of going in circles here.
you're saying that I'm racist because my employees are not black.
I'm saying you may be racist because your employees aren't black despite the majority of the community being black. Look, if the whole community was white,
I
wouldn't
don't
have
see
any
how
issue
that's.
with the employees being white.
I don't see how they may be racist because their workforce is not representative of the diversity around them.
Why not?
What may. I just don't see any reason. I don't see any reason why that should be perceived as racist.
So it's not being perceived as racist but it's
Um,
being perceived as suspicious. It may be racist.
yeah, but
They
you're
should
saying
be
that
looked
you're saying that your suspicion is only being backed up by your suspicion that I am racist.
It's being backed up by the fact that there's a disconnect between the employee
And
population and the
is
population
that the
that
only
counts.
reason why I'm suspicious?
Yeah, I mean that, and you
What
invented
makes
it.
you so how does the diversity of the population around me? So you're saying that I should cut back 75% of my qualified workforce to
I'm not saying that.
facilitate black people?
I'm
Uh,
saying you should be looked into,
I should
and
be
if it's
looked
determined,
into because I
if
may be racist.
yeah, if it's determined that the reason that all your employees are white is because they're white and it has nothing to do with their qualifications, then yes, a lot of them should be fired and replaced with qualified black people.
But what
But
happens if
if
all of
it's
my qualified white workers, they're all qualified by the way, what happens if they don't find anything on me that suggests that I'm racist?
then
Is that suspicion just going to like, oh well, I see nothing wrong here. Time for me
yeah,
to
I
go
mean,
away 1 year and come back. Oh wait, the workforce still hasn't changed.
if it's confirmed that you have no racial bias in employing, then you shouldn't face any legal consequences. I'm just saying you should be looked into if your company looks suspicious.
And just for the reason because my workforce isn't isn't representative of the diversity of their population around me.
Yes.
I don't think that's a
You get it.
basis for a good argument. Because you're just saying
Why
that
not?
the population around you is vastly different from your people or from the people that you've employed. Therefore, you
Yeah.
may be racist.
Yes. How does that not make sense?
It it just doesn't. Because
Why?
if they're going by qualification, then they're not racist. I would see I'm just
what if the qualification is to be white?
why would that be a well, okay, let's say that my industry is a high stress environment that requires several qualifications, okay, that actually reduce the risk of you being killed, maimed, or perhaps put it infirm, put in a coma. Basically, you're losing an arm. Okay, what happens if these qualifications are here that you need to keep yourself safe? Okay, my union members here in my thing say it's all good, that they're all qualified and they're all safe. Okay, we have no arguments with the union at all. Okay, there's all the safety requirements, all good. Okay, so basically, let's say it's in completely safe environment, and then I'm looked into for being racist, for me to maybe shit, for me may I may be racist because I've only hired white people. Like I don't think that's a good like basis to go off like to thing. Like I would say it's actually okay. So let's say that my
You haven't.
racial bias for hiring goes onto my views, what I actually say. I would say that if you were to look onto my social media account, and I'm saying this like I have some views that mostly go against black culture and black communities and all that, and I say they're kind of bad and all that. That's an actual thing because you've seen me say that, not have a suspicion that I may be racist.
Okay, just like how you saying racist things indicates that you may be racist.
No, if
Only
I say
employing.
racist things, I am definitely racist.
Yeah.
Unless I say it in a joking tone within my own private little group of friends, and we do it
Just like
in jest.
how saying things that could be considered racist implies that you could be racist. Only employing white people implies that you may be racist. Do you agree?
No,
Why?
no, because
Why?
this is a fucking stupid argument. This is a
Why?
stupid argument because you're basically, oh my god, I basically laid out all my things. You could be qualified. If you don't be qualified, you'll die. Okay, let's say that we're in a high stress industry. I've already went through that. You're saying that I should be investigated because I may be racist.
Yes.
I don't think that's a good basis to jump off of.
Why?
If you actually have, if you actually view comments of me saying it, have actual first-hand accounts of me being racist towards this black community, then I would say that you have enough evidence to suggest this sort of thing. Just by me hiring only white people who are actually qualified for the job I'm doing may make me racist. So basically, I'm saying if you do not have enough evidence, basically first-hand accounts of me being racist, comments, videos of me, like pictures of some derogatory sense towards this black community, then I'm actually racist. Okay,
Yeah, look.
if it's said in jest and it's said within a private group of friends who know I'm only joking, and that if I actually have high respect of this black community and only base my hiring off qualifications, and they're all white, I still may be viewed as racist.
Yeah. So look, you don't need evidence to launch an investigation. You can launch one based on a suspicion.
Okay, so I can basically launch a investigation into the government because the government's doing against me for child sex abuse. Because I have a suspicion.
You can investigate the government, I guess. Like, what's your point?
What is your point for basically investigating me because I might be racist? Because my workforce isn't representative of the population around me.
Well, if you are a racist employer, that would negatively
You're
affect the
basically
community.
going off the thing of just like, what happens if they are racist? What happens if they are
Yeah, and that if is why there should be an investigation.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is... There's no evidence. There's no evidence suggested. If there's no evidence suggested, I am not going to say they should be investigated into.
There's no evidence, which is why there should be an investigation. If there is evidence, there's no need for an investigation.
If there was evidence, then yes, I would say that you should. But if there's no evidence, I don't think you should. Because without the lack of evidence, I'm going to say it's a baseless claim. You have no base for it because if I am racist, then you're actually going to validify your views, make it say, oh, he's actually racist, I'm doing a good thing here.
Look, if there already is evidence that you're racist, there's no need for an investigation.
Yeah, but what happens if my personal views don't translate over to my professional views?
Look,
what happens if I can separate my professional self from my personal self? If my personal self is racist, okay, let's say that my personal self is racist. My professional self, the one I put myself into a character at work, is not racist at all, and is only hired by qualifications. And you're still saying that this company should be looked in if they have a racial bias. If they have. You're basic. Oh my god! You are just saying that if I have a racial bias, I am bad, and I should be looked into.
Yeah. What's the issue with that?
It's a baseless claim. It's a baseless claim.
It's a very based claim.
Very based.
And
I like how we're just having a debate, and then Jez is just coming in every 10 minutes to say something.
Just like...
Yeah, well, there's not much to say. I didn't have much to say on the topic before, and it's the same topic.
It's the same topic because...
I've listened to this entire argument circle back at least 50 times.
Well, the thing is, it's all on recording as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, look. Let's
agree to disagree.
Hold on. Let's start a new...
Might as well have just said, yes, I'm right, no, I'm right, yes, I'm right, no, I'm right, this entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
but I view that they should be investigated because they may be racist as a baseless claim.
Oh, I've heard it. I've heard this before.
There we go. It's a he said, she said type thing. I've heard this
What
one before. Anyway, that was
if
the
it
wrong example.
if you're not racist and you don't have a racial bias when you employ people and you're investigated, where's the problem? Like, what's wrong with being investigated if it turns out that you're not racist?
I just see it as a bad thing, because
Why?
okay, let's say PR. That's a PR mess. Okay, you're being labeled as racist because you may be racist. Your
You're not
company
being labeled as racist, you're being labeled as potentially racist.
potentially racist. That has huge implications on my business.
Yeah, and look, if
Okay.
the result of the investigation is that you're not racist,
Oh
that will
yeah.
be publicly stated.
Let's say that most of the media doesn't say that I'm not racist and just still continues to peddle that I am potentially racist, and they won't admit to the fact that I've been investigated, the investigation has been concluded, and it says that I'm not racist or have a racial bias.
Hmm. So are you saying
Because that's a fault on the media, and that's a fault on the general population around me who still peddles the idea that I'm potentially racist because I've been investigated once, because I may be racist and have a racial bias for my hiring.
are you saying that if an organization is suspicious, then they shouldn't be investigated?
They're suspicious on the basis of that if they are racist.
Okay. Should suspicious
Mm. You're
organizations be investigated?
It
Yes or no?
depends. It
On what?
depends. Okay, so like you just, oh my god, we had this argument before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me an example. Okay, let's already start with racism because we've already been through that. Your claim is that they are if. Jeremy's already heard it before. I know he's going to quit back in here. I basically said, I've heard this one before. But your accusations are baseless. Basically saying that what happens if they are racist? Will I get a goodie? Will I get like a pat in the back if I do find out they're racist? You're like,
If you're the government agent,
yeah, like I'm
I
gonna
mean, yeah,
I'm gonna
you're doing
suspect
it.
every industry of being racist, and if I do find any racial bias in it, and if what happens if the evidence is fabricated from the
Oh, you cut out.
what happens if the evidence is fabricated by the government agent?
Well, there should probably be several government agents from different.
Oh, and what happens if they all have a personal hatred towards my company somehow, and they all just want to label me as racist? Like, how are you
Well,
gonna do that? Like, what happens if all these government agents that you have sent towards me to be investigated because if I am racist, and if my only requirement for being employed is based on qualifications, and they all say back and they all come back and say that I'm racist, whose fault is it then? Is it the government's job? If is it the government's fault saying that I'm racist, even though that my requirements for the job is only based on qualifications? Because
what?
it's gonna basically be that, oh, okay, so we still need you to tick a box because we've got this unending horde behind us who thinks that you are racist and you need to fix that because I can't. Like, oh, I don't think you should run businesses by ticking a box. You think you should run businesses by qualification. We should stop talking about this conversation because this conversation has been going on for roughly an hour.
Well, look, it's going in circles.
It's going in circles because you still make the claim that what happens if I am racist. And basically, my point of view is qualifications mean everything to me. If you do not have the right qualifications, then you shouldn't be hired, and we should stop it right there. Okay? We both agree to disagree, and we should move on to a different topic, because Jeremy's not gonna intersect with anything.
Okay, just hold on for a second. we should figure out why the discussion is going in circles so we can get to an endpoint, right?
Your entire point is that if I am racist, that's your entire claim. You're investigating me because I am suspicious and might be racist.
Yeah.
You only have
How is that
one.
bad? How is that bad?
Okay.
Should organizations not be investigated?
They should be investigated, but not on a baseless claim. What happens if what
Why
happens?
is it a baseless claim? Go.
Because it's just a feeling. I'm feeling.
It's not a feeling, it's based on statistics.
It's based on statistics. Then your statistics will say, and my compliance with the government will say that I hire based on qualification.
Well then great, investigation over and you're free to go.
What?
But if you look, if the investigation proves that you're not racist, then good job, you're not racist.
Yeah,
Go with your day.
but your claim is that what happens if I am racist? Like I'm investigating you because you might be racist.
Yeah. How's that bad?
Basically, you're saying I want to look at everything you do because you might be racist, and therefore you're not fulfilling this government quota set. You're not filling this quota set by the government to basically have most of your qualified employees to be basically fired and have all of them come back with untrained and unqualified black people. And as I said, this is my first point that I didn't get into very much. Okay, so if all of my employees are white and they all have the qualifications needed to do the job that I want them to do, what does that say? What does that suggest? That the black population isn't qualified to do the job that I want them to.
Yeah, so there should be programs to help the black community.
Yeah, and what are those programs?
Well, things like infrastructure projects, like
Ticking
maybe
a box?
education, investments in education, things like that.
Yeah, what happens if they don't want to do it?
If they don't want to do what?
What happens if they already have a job and all that, and let's go back to the 7.9% unemployment rate for black or African Americans. Only 7.9% of the 75% of this county population are unemployed. So that's 500. Go back here. 592 and a half. I don't know how you can half a person, but 592. Black or African American people who are unemployed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other, let's say, shit. Fuck, the other 6,000. Why are you streaming?
I'm demonstrating something. Okay. Can you look at
Yeah.
my screen so that like the viewers can see?
Yes, I'm looking. It is grainy.
Okay. So
What are you doing? I haven't finished my point.
Okay, go on.
Okay. Now I've lost my train of thought because you basically just went. I'm gonna say something now, but
How inconsiderate of me.
like if let's say it's a 10,000 population county or thing or anything like that, and 7.9% of that 75% population is unemployed, and let's say it's a 10,000. There's a 10,000 person population. Okay, so that's 592 black or African American people who are unemployed actually, and 6,000. Okay, now you're just changing it to 70 because it was 75.
It was originally 70, but you misheard me. But we can just change it
No,
to...
it was 75. You said 75 to 25.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. We got it on recording.
That's besides the point.
Besides the point, I'm using the statistics that you gave me.
It's trivia.
It's trivia. Anything's trivia if you put trivia to put your mind to it. What's the biggest hole in the moon? I don't know. One of them.
What?
But now you're changing the numbers on me because now I can't use my numbers anymore.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. Let's say it's still at 75%. That's only 592 people, black African American people who do not have the qualifications to do my job. To do the job that I want them to do. Well, no, are unemployed actually. Sorry, you've messed me up so much because you think that I should be investigated because I might be racist. But that's beside the point. There's that 592 people who are unemployed. You should focus on them. You should focus on them getting a job. You shouldn't focus on me, who's already employed people. You should focus on getting those lower socioeconomic communities up, not by actually just going after companies who may be racist. You should help them, not go after us. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like that's another point. You should help them. You should help them get up. You know, work. They should work for them. Okay? You should help them work. You should incentivize them working. And once they get more jobs and they have a higher income, you should take money away from them from the government that the government is supplying them. But then that goes into another thing. What happens if they say they're going for the job and they never get the job and they still stay on the dole? Like what's over here in Australia? Like some white families are just still on the dole. Yeah, they still live in government housing. Like, and they just don't want to get a job. Like, that's.
So for those who are just listening in audio, you can still kind of understand my point, although
Your
if they're
point.
officials, it
Your
is easier to
point
understand.
is just
Look,
you can investigate me because I may be racist.
okay. Look.
I want to stop this conversation. I want to stop this. But you seem so insistent on investigating me because I may be racist.
Okay, look, let's say we're a trio, right? And where we've been assigned to go to lots of communities and just evaluate whether the organizations there have a racial bias or not. Okay?
Why you is
Okay.
that how you're gonna fix the unemployment rate of black or African Americans by going after organizations who have employed people?
It's a part of it, okay?
What is a part of it? Like are you fighting organizations to try help people to fill a diversity quota? I'm gonna call it that. You're gonna fight corporations to try fill a diversity quota instead of actually helping those black communities. Oh, what's that? Raccooners, the raccoon tunes. Oh, that's you. That's you. The raccoon tunes. Is that Harry Styles? Damn.
No, it's
Yeah, it is Harry Styles. You listen to Harry Styles.
yeah, it's Harry Styles.
Yeah, but wait, I gotta.
Fuck me sideways. What do you think about this discussion, Giselle?
I've tuned out.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you there, Chris?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
But like, I don't understand like why you have to go after organizations who haven't filled a diversity quota according to you.
Okay, we'll get to that. Let's forget everything about this discussion so far. Let's start.
I can't. We've been going through an hour of it.
So we've arrived at this place called Howard Island. Okay, here are some of the
Howard these nuts.
Yeah, God on XD. It's 80% black, 20% white.
We nearly hit the 2-hour mark in this recording.
Of 10,000.
Yep, and on that note,
I think we should end it as well. Like, it's been 2 hours, mate. I've already
Is all this
wanted to
taking-
stop. I already wanted to stop, but you kept on going. Like I
Okay,
already said that we should agree to disagree, and you kept on going.
Yeah, because this
Cause,
is important.
Because
Okay?
what are you trying to do? You trying to prove that I'm wrong?
No. Okay. Look,
Like-
just give me a moment. Okay. So, here is the statistics of the island, and we hone in. We're up to this one company called.
Why is it a fitness company?
Because I'm fitness dick in your mouth.
No, that's actually pretty good because I got you on Howard Island. But
Yeah.
yeah, but
Okay.
but why is it a fitness? But why is it a fitness company?
I just said,
Like, couldn't they just be any company?
but I'm fitness dick in your mouth.
Like, I'm you're. But wouldn't they be black? Because in a fitness company, those qualifications are really low.
Look. That
You just have
doesn't
to
matter.
be a personal trainer. Like that's about it. You just gotta push someone to be to train and all that. Like
Okay.
it shouldn't be a fitness company.
Look, it's just an
It
example.
should be a high-end job.
Okay, it's just an epic
It should
lakefront joke.
it should
It doesn't
be
matter.
it should be a job that requires qualifications that don't get you killed.
High quality.
High qualifications. High qualification. Pog.
Okay. 1,000 employees.
Hmm.
That's 100% white. We should expect that it would be approximately 80% black and 20% white.
Yeah, but like, what happens
So-
if what happens if the black community doesn't have the qualifications needed to actually do the job?
That's a good question. We'll find out later. Okay.
But basically, you're
So-
still going on about like I should be investigated because I may be racist.
Look, just hold on. This isn't you in this example. This is a different company. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm putting myself in the company's shoes.
Okay, don't do that.
No,
Okay,
I'm not going to
we're
do
in
that.
this. We're in this together. Okay.
No.
So,
If I was you, I would say, oh, they got high qualifications, and that's what's needed to actually do the job properly. I'm not going to suspect anything
okay.
because I don't see anything inherently racist.
So look, we don't know if this company is racist.
Yeah,
or not.
we don't know if they're racist, and I'm taking it as face value that they are not racist because their high qualifications, those qualifications are needed to keep the work to actually have the workforce.
Okay. So we see the statistics. They may not be racist. They may be racist. Okay. We agree.
No, because if they need
You think
high,
it's impossible for them to be
look,
racist?
you said high qualifications needed, POG, and there's only 100% white employees there. What does that say on the black
Only
community?
100%. That's the highest it can possibly be. What are you talking about?
What does that say about the black community? They
Look,
do not
we
have the
can get to that.
qualifications.
Those are questions we ask post investigation. Okay?
Yeah, but that should be part of the investigation.
Yeah. So,
Not-
so you're pro investigation?
No. Like yeah, if you have evidence that highly suggests that I'm racist, then yeah. Not because you have a feeling.
So, the average company in this island.
Why does it have to be average company? Isn't that just the population?
I'm just telling you, okay?
The population is 10,000, and 80% of that is black, and 20% of that is white.
Yes, okay.
Like that's just the population. That's not
Yes.
that's not the
So-
average thing. There could be 50-50. It could be 70-20 or
Okay.
70-30.
Okay. So let's say the average company in this area is about 80% black, 20% white.
Why
Okay,
isn't
okay.
the average company that?
This is just for an example, okay? Because we're comparing it to this fitness company.
Oh, because you're basically making it look racist for only employing white people. Because the average company has an 80% black 80% black workforce and a 20% white workforce.
Okay.
And you're comparing it to a company that has that all of its employees are white, that makes it look
Yeah.
racist.
It
That
does.
that so
You agree.
that's
You agree. It's
no.
suspicious.
That makes it look racist because you're
Yeah.
basically saying that the average company on this island is 80% black
Yeah.
and 20% white. We
You're
don't
starting
know.
to agree with me.
No,
Because look,
no.
you're saying it looks
You're
racist.
basically making me try to say that yes, you're basically making me try to say yes, it's racist, and you're gonna get me
No,
on me saying
not
that. You're
not it
saying that
is
the average
racist.
we don't know what the average company. We don't know what their ratios are. How would
We
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 know that they're 20% and they're 80 and 20%? We only know that the
we've
population.
launched.
We only know
We've done a study and
Jonesy,
we've determined
Jonesy. If you've
that it's
done a
8%.
study, that means that would be wrong.
What?
That would be wrong. Because if
What
you
would be?
okay, so if you've done a study that the population of Howard Island is 10,000% and 80% of that is black and 20% of white is that of white, and if you were
Yeah.
to put those numbers all together, you would still get the same result as 80% black and 20% white. Because I am
Yeah.
because I am one of those outliers. That I employ 100% of white employees. Anyway, if that was the case, and if I was an outlier, the black would be 81%, and the white would be 29, because that's supposed to be the average, and I'm an outlier of that average, so I'm not part of the study.
What?
Okay, Jonesy, let's stop it here, and let's continue.
Look.
Let's continue next time.
Look,
Okay,
this will only take a moment,
Jonesy,
please.
Jonesy,
Just
I am tired. I am
okay.
tired.
I
I want to
understand
go
that.
to bed, and I
I
want it
understand that.
now. Okay?
Okay, please. If you don't, if there's no interruptions, this
Oh,
will take like 2 minutes.
no, because I
Okay.
can contradict everything you're saying common common sense. Okay, Jonesy. Okay, I'm gonna put a stop here. I'm gonna put a stop here.
Yes.
Okay, I'm stopping it here. You save this, and we talk about it later. Okay?
Alright, man.
Okay?
Well, okay. Oh, Jezza left.
Yes. I'm sorry about this, podcasters, viewers, but we're gonna have to end this conversation here because it is 2 hours long, and I am tired. And I'm not gonna accuse Jonesy of anything, but Jonesy, please make your let's continue this conversation later, and not right now, because I would like a cruiser, and I would like some water, and I would like to play a game for a little bit before I go to bed, because I'm
Alright,
tired.
man.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Good night.
we definitely talk about this later, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, good night, mate. See ya.
Thank you, viewers, for listening to this podcast. Sorry it had to end on a kind of a high-low note, where it started high and then it all just sombered down. Okay, we'll continue this topic later on another episode, where it's going to be a cliffhanger. There's going to be a cliffhanger, and we're just going to keep on going in circles. Oh,
Cliffhanger, let's go.
cliffhanger, let's go. Anyway, well, good night to the viewers of this podcast. Jez is already gone, and
Fucking hell.
we'll see you guys in the next episode.
See ya.
Any last words, Jonesy?
Any last words?
Like not
Join the
yeah.
server or die, and like and sub,
Yes.
or awful things will happen.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
telling you now.
Yes. Okay. See ya.
See ya.